Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's plan of action is going to be to get all the wiring in the engine bay done, all the pipe work, so that would be fuel, water, oil pipes, any pipes whatsoever, any wiring whatsoever, all completely put back in with the radiator and the fan assembly, in preparation for the front end to be built back up. That's all going to be done today. I will apologise though, because it's going to be a kind of video that some of you might not like, which will be me literally just cutting in and cutting out, and there's a reason for that. The reason for that is because I'm not a mechanic by anybody's means. I'm not a technician. I've never worked on these cars before, and looking at I'll show you in a minute what I've got to work with, but looking at the massive pipes that I've got to put in and the massive wiring I've got to put in, I've actually got to sit there and work it out myself at this precise moment as to what goes where. So just for easiness sake, it's going to be, and to save me potentially telling you guys something wrong in something I'm not entirely 100% certain with myself, it's going to be easier for me just to do and then show you what I've done afterwards, and hopefully I put things back in the right place. If it comes to the starting day and everything goes bang because I blow up a negative and a positive somewhere, then so be it, but we learn by our mistakes. So yeah, anyway, the first cut in will be me just literally showing you what we've got as far as all the bits are concerned to put in, and then I'll bring you back in at time to time to show you what I've done, and we'll go from there. So like I said guys, the first cut in, this is the throttle cable, which I need to put up out the way for now because I don't want to do that just yet. But as you can see, I've put the clutch cable in. I literally just jammed a screwdriver into that groove, pressed it against there, levered it back, and then fed that over, obviously after putting that in there. I still haven't got any gearbox oil in this yet, but I haven't got a drive shaft attached because I am waiting for some replacement bottom ball joints to come through, because one of mine was split and the other one looked a bit sorry for itself. So no drive shaft as of yet, and no brakes as of yet, because I've got new pads, and I'm going to do a completely different video with the master going back on, the brake pads going back on, and then a bleed up of the whole system in a future video, which will be very shortly as well, as far as in the next week or so. But so far, like I said, we've got the clutch cable in, and that's pretty much it for as far as what I've done since the last video. We have got the fuse box to go back here, which plugs into here just on the side, which is all this massive wiring. All this wiring is attached to the fan assembly, but it all goes to the fuse box, and that's all got to be put in with all those connectors there. A couple of more fuses hiding inside that little packet there. We've got this selection of pipe work. Obviously we can tell you straight away that that one goes to the back of the heater matrix core on the bulkhead, and then goes off to the engine and somewhere else. And this is very much a main feed pipe from the water pump to one of the outlets on the radiator. But as far as, I think actually I don't need these two, because I've got the two end. I think one of these is a spare pipe, because that looks very much exactly the same. Yeah, it is, it's exactly the same pipe. So I've got bits I don't actually need out here as well, but never mind. And then we've got the radiator that needs to go in as well. So like I said, I'm going to crack on and get some of this done, start putting some pipes together, and then I'll bring you back in a little while. So guys, I have managed to get all the pipes in line. We've got the vacuum line for the brake servo there, and we've got the fuel lines all attached, with the fuel line behind there as well, around the back there. We've also got this little one for the radiator, this big one for the radiator, and we've also got this one that runs from the oil cooler to the bottom of the thermostat. We've still got to put a new thermostat in there, which I have got to replace, and also that pipe I said right at the start, where I think I got two of them, there's this one, but I wasn't aware that the pipe that goes from here goes to here, and then it goes off round this way to this side of the radiator. That pipe exactly is this one, so that end will go just to there like so, and this end will go to the radiator. But if you follow it down, I have got this on here because I've measured it up for now. It's just my needle nose vice grips, because this is the spare pipe that I don't actually need. Also, I know a reason why I kept that spare pipe, because this has had a repair at some point in its time, and inside there, you won't be able to see it, but inside there is completely gunged up to the point of where there's probably even no water flow going through there. So I've decided literally where these are, I'm going to cut both pipes, the spare one, which will fit in location because it's literally a copy of this one, and I'm going to cut this one. I'm going to put a fix in between that piece and that piece because they're also a very similar profile, and I'm going to make up a repair, but a much more consistent and usable repair than what that was. But then I say that, I've had the car 3 years and I didn't even know that existed, so it never leaked, let's put it that way, and it never overheated. So, but as I've seen it, I'm going to sort it, and I will be on the hunt for another one of these pipes, which is in good nick. But just for now, because I want to get the car up and running as soon as possible, like I said, I'm going to use the spare pipe to make a repair on the pipe I actually need. Right, so this is the bit I've cut off of this whole long length here, and this is the bit that, let's get rid of that, this is the bit that I've cut off of the spare bit of pipe. And as you'll see, there's 2 Jubilee clamps there, because what you'll also notice is I've used an old oil cooler, and one of the stems are missing because I've literally used that, cleaned it up, and basically got rid of all the crummy rust off of it, cleaned it up internally with a small file, and I basically popped it just in there as some rigidity to screw them down to. Done these up nice and tight, and as far as I'm concerned, that in my eyes that's a temporary fix, but that's a far better temporary fix than what you'd get with this tape stuff. So it's a temporary fix that I could potentially forget about if I struggle to find this bit of pipe, but I just wanted to make sure it weren't going to leak, and also it wasn't blocked like this bit is all completely clogged all the way through there. So let's go and get this put on the car, and then that's the end of the pipe work, and we'll start the wiring. So guys, this is the outcome of my water pipe fix, all installed with the Jubilee. I did have to rotate these round because I wanted to make sure there was no risk of it scuffing the other pipe next to it, so obviously that can move without the worry of these rubbing on the other pipe and causing another hole elsewhere. And I do have every intention of replacing this hose, but I'm not in no major rush now because I've done this. So that is in my eyes a temporary fix. But also, little insider tip as well, heater matrix hoses, this right hand one goes to just there on the engine and the back, which is relatively easy to get access to, but the left hand one is in such a tight location that I would strongly advise putting these heater matrix hoses onto the engine before dropping the engine in place, if you're going down the route of doing this, because the access for the bottom of that left hand hose is ridiculously tight. It caused me nothing but problems, but I managed to get it on in the end, and we have clipped it up. I'll just quickly show you what the access we've got down there is. So as you can see, we are kind of, I don't know what you can see actually, but you've got the bolt of the exhaust there, you've got the bolt of the let me see if I can bring you in the other way. No, I can't show you. I'm struggling to even show you on camera. See if I can show you up through there. No. Oh, here we are. So basically, just inside there, you can see that one on the left hand side, where you've got the cap on the right hand side. The left hand side one, it is so tight up there, it's really struggled to get anything in there to grip that clamp. But that is literally wedged between the engine and the power steering rack and steering column, so that's quite awkward to get to, but I just want to show you that is on, and it is nice and secure, but just really awkward to get to. So back out from under the car. Anyone who knows me will know that wiring is not my strong point. So we have the fuse box housing to go in. We've got all these wires to go in. Where they all go at the moment, I have no idea. We'll have to work that out. I have no idea what this plug is for as of yet, because I don't even remember where that was, but I'm sure it'll come to light sooner or later. But obviously this is what I will say is this is the end that we need to worry about for now, more than so, because this goes into the fuse box and plugs in on the side of the passenger side wing area. And we've got this, which is the little fuse block. Everything plugs into the bottom of there, the positive battery terminal, and then some other positive tie-off points, which one will be the starter motor and one will be the alternator. We've got the oh, that was actually a thingy, so glad I checked that. That needs to be screwed in. That is the fuel cut-off. And then we've got a flywheel sensor, which is basically a well, it goes above the flywheel to check and monitor the rotation of the engine. We've got the fans that need to go in, and that's all got to be plugged in as well. So I think I'm going to get started. Wish me luck, guys. Keep my fingers crossed that it goes all right, because knowing what I'm like, I'll probably put something in when I put the battery on, it'll just go bang on me. That's what I'm like with wiring. So hopefully, like I say, fingers crossed. And I'll bring you back when that's done. So we've got all the wiring in place. We've got the pump wiring in, the positives are all done, the earthings are all done. I managed to find out what that connector does. There's some sort of big block on the side of the battery tray. I'm not clever enough to know what it is, but if you want to tell me what it is, you can tell me in the comments. But it's on the side of the battery tray, and that will plug in when I put that battery housing back in. There's this one, which isn't plugged in, but I do believe I have to find my sensor that I've taken out from there, find it, locate it, and then I can put it back in, and I believe that'll be the one that plugs into that. We also have a plug down there which we need to plug in, but that is for the brake indicator wear sensor. I've got another one down that side which you might not be able to see somewhere, and then it comes up here to a third and final one on the same line, but that will plug into the brake master servo, because that one will be a brake level indicator. So that's the only one. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 connectors not connected. Everything else is done. We've got the battery positive and the charge relay signal there for that. We've also got battery positive and the start signal for the alternator, for the starter motor there. And now the final thing we're going to do is we're just going to put the fan assembly and the radiator on there. We won't be able to bolt it up properly because we have no front end, but we will just connect all the pipes up for the radiator and lightly place the radiator and the fan assembly in to where it goes, basically. And this is the last cut in just before I say goodbye. We've got the radiator and the fan assembly in. I have temporarily put some cable ties on here because there is no fixings on the top of this radiator and fan assembly, because they actually go onto the front beam across the front, and that's how that all fixes up. It all attaches on plates there and stuff, and yeah. Anyway, so there's obviously a cable tie loosely holding it just there as well, and yeah, that's what she looks like now, guys. So guys, like I said at the very start, and as you would have been able to see throughout the whole clip, I have been pretty much cutting in and cutting out because I'm eager to get this bad boy on the road. But that's pretty much it for today's footage. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will say bye for now. Just before I go though, if you would like to watch another one of my amazing videos in the top corner, that's where that'll be. And if you would like to subscribe, that'll be in the bottom corner just here. Take care guys, bye for now.